welcome back to Framing Faith, Conversations for Families. I'm Matthew Hensley, and my guest today is Youth Ministry Team Leader Jenny Clark. She's also a middle school small group leader for girls, and we're really glad that you're with us for this little show we have today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Glad that you're here. If you're new to our show, we want to welcome you. Our format is straightforward. We're going to read a story from the Bible and present a question for you to answer at home. And then after your family has had a conversation, we want to invite you back to continue the video and hear the story that Jenny is going to share with us. So as we get started, we believe it's going to be important for you to mark this space and this time together. So we're going to invite you at home to light a candle like Jenny's doing. And once you're set, we want you to agree on someone to read this opening prayer that we're going to show on your screen in just a second. Our Bible story today comes from Exodus chapter 20, 1 through 17. So follow along with me as I read the scripture. And God spoke all these words. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself an image in the form of anything in heaven above or on earth beneath or in the waters below. You shall not bow down to them or worship them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, punishing the children for the sin of their parents to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me, but showing love to 1,000th generation of those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God, for the Lord will not hold anyone guiltless who misuses his name. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath day to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, neither you nor your son or daughter, nor your male or female servant, nor your animals or any foreigner residing in your towns. For in 6 days the Lord made the heaven and the earth and the sea, and all that is in them. But he rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. Honor your father and mother, so that you may live long in the land the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or his male or female servant, or his ox or donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. So today we want to share with each other, how do rules help God's people live? And we want you to tell of a time when following a rule kept you from harm or trouble. Now our question for conversation is about to appear, so get ready to pause your computer. And then remember, after you've talked at home about the questions, we want you to return to this video so you can hear how Jenny answers the question. So Jenny, today's story we hear Moses giving the 10 Commandments that we are commonly referred to the people of Israel for the first time. There's a lot of rules that we usually think of when we hear the 10 Commandments. And so, I'm wondering for you, are there rules that you have kept in the past that maybe kept you out of trouble? Or maybe is there a rule that maybe you didn't do so good a job of keeping?
Yeah, so a rule we actually did keep, because I'm a rule follower, has to relate to the whole pandemic this year. So Trey's grandmother, every year we go to a restaurant, there's like 20 of us, and we celebrate her birthday. So this year they decided to do it at her house. But with the 10-person in place rule, I was feeling a little nervous because I want to protect my family and my parents. And so we decided not to go. And maybe a week or a week and a half later, I can't remember exactly, but 3 of those people had contacted COVID.
Okay.
So I felt very good about my decision
Yeah.
in not going, even though it was hard because that's her big thing every year. But it was a good rule to follow and keep. And
Yeah, so that makes me think that rules aren't so easy. They're not always black and white. Like it's either this or that. And rules often have to do with how we care for one another. It's not always about me.
right,
And that's what it sounds like for you and Trey and your family was there's a rule in place. We want to break it because we care about being with our family, but ultimately you decided to keep it because you care for your family, and that's tough, right?
yeah,
I want to be with the family, but it's going to look like we don't want to be with you, but it's really for your own good.
right.
So looking back, you can say that was a time when the rule
Oh,
that
yeah.
I didn't like, but I kept,
Correct,
was good.
for sure.
Well, thanks for that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that perspective. Well, we have reached the end of another episode of Framing Faith. But the conversation doesn't have to end here. We hope it doesn't. Keep exploring at home questions you might have about today's story, about rules and laws. We also want to know what is being said on the other side of our screen. So we invite you to leave a comment with one of your stories or even send a video on Facebook Messenger with a response. To help engage others in the conversation, we want you to click the share button and post on your social media pages. We hope you will join us again to frame our faith together. Our next video will be available Sunday, March 14th. See you then.